Hello, you're watching ERi-TV and welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the top stories. The Eritrean Community Festival conducted in the U.S. enthusiastically. Likewise, Eritrean Community Festival in Canada conducted with patriotic zeal. Russia puts Iranian satellite into orbit today from Kazakhstan. And the United States returns to Cambodia 30 antiquities looted from historic sites. The local news. The 48th annual Eritrean Community Festival in the U.S. was enthusiastically conducted from August 5 to 7 in Dallas under the theme Independent Choice Backbone of Our Pride. The festival that was officially opened by Mr. Yusuf Saig, chairman of the PFDJ in the Central Region, and Ms. Sofia Tesfa Mariam, ambassador and permanent representative of the Eritrea to the United Nations, was attended by 12,000 nationals and friends of Eritrea. The festival was highlighted by a seminar on the objective situation in the homeland, as well as regional development, photo exhibition, community gatherings, as well as artistic and cultural performances, among others. Commending those that contributed to successful implementation of the festival, Mr. Brahana Gabrihiwat, Charge d'Affaires at the Eritrean Embassy, explained on the role of festivals in the conservation of Eritrean culture and values, as well as in strengthening attachment of nationals with their homeland and participation in the national affairs. This seminar conducted, Mr. Yusuf Saik said, the history of the Eritrean people is the history of resilience and victory, and stated that the Eritrean people have emerged victorious following external conspiracies and hostilities. He also gave extensive briefing on the contribution of Eritrea in strengthening peace, stability, as well as in ensuring justice and mutual cooperation in the region, as well as on the diplomatic, political, and economic progress. He also called on diaspora nationals to strengthen organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. The nationals expressed commitment to play due part in the successful implementation of the national development drives, as well as in the effort the Ministry of Health is exerting in controlling non-communicable diseases and COVID-19 pandemic. At the event, awards have been handed over to winners of sports and fashion show contests. The mayor of Dallas and Mesquite announced that August 5 to be dedicated as Eritrean Day. Eritrean Community Festival in Toronto and its environs, Canada, was conducted from July 30 to August 1st with patriotic zeal. The festival that was conducted under the theme Independent Choice Backbone of Our Pride featured sports competitions, cultural programs, seminars on the objective situation in the homeland, as well as community activities and children's village. Stating that the festival is being conducted after 2 years' absence due to COVID-19 pandemic, the chairman of the Holidays Coordinating Committee commended those that contributed for the realization of the event. Pointing out that festivals are reflections of Eritrean identity and values, the participants said the event is a good opportunity for children and the youth to learn their history and societal values. In the same vein, Eritrean Community Festival in Western Canada was enthusiastically conducted in Calgary and Alberta. Mr. Ibrahim Yacob, head of malaria control at the Ministry of Health branch in the Gashwaka region, said the low-level malaria prevalence in the region has been the result of the sustainable awareness-raising activities and the increased understanding of the public. Stating that the sub-zones of Golij, La'alagash, Shambuko, and Molki are identified as areas prone for malaria mosquito breeding, Mr. Ibrahim said on top of conducting sustainable awareness-raising activity, the Ministry of Health had recruited 514 village health coordinators and are playing due part in the effort to control the disease. Mr. Ibrahim also called on the public to conduct sustainable environmental sanitation activities, as well as to play proper use impregnated bed nets and follow the advice being provided by health practitioners. We have an announcement for the Ministry of Health. 2 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today at testing station in the Central Region. On the other hand, 13 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospital in the central region have fully recovered and have been discharged from the facility. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,932, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 10,126. Minister of Health Asmaram, August 9, 2022. Now back to international news. Welcome back. Russia launched an Iranian satellite into orbit today from southern Kazakhstan, just 3 weeks after President Vladimir Putin and Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei pledged to work together against the West. The remote Kaniyam sensing satellite, named after the 11th century Persian poet and philosopher Omar Khayyam, was launched by the Russian Soyuz rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan and entered orbit successfully. This is according to the Russian Space Agency. Iran's space agency has received the first telemeter data sent from the satellite. The Washington Post reported last week that the U.S. officials are concerned by the fledgling space cooperation between Russia and Iran, fearing the satellite will not only help Russia and Ukraine, but also provide Iran unprecedented capabilities to monitor potential military targets in Israel and the wider Middle East. Iran says the satellite is designed for scientific research, including radiation and environmental monitoring for agricultural purposes. The United States will return to Cambodia 30 looted antiquities, including bronze and stone statues of Buddhist and Hindu deities carved more than 1,000 years ago, this according to the U.S. officials. The Southeast Asian country's archaeological site, including Korkur, the capital of the ancient Khmer Empire, suffered widespread lootings and civil conflicts between the 1960s and 1990s. Cambodia's government has since sought to repatriate stolen antiquities sold on the international market. Damian William, the top federal prosecutor in Manhattan, said the items being returned were sold to Western buyers by Dolgus Lunchford, a Bangkok dealer who created the fake documents to conceal that the items had been looted and smuggled. Seized items are displayed during the announcement of the repatriation and return to Cambodia of 30 Cambodian antiquities sold to the U.S. collectors and institutions by Douglas Latchford and seized by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan, New York City on August 8, 2022. And now a reminder of the top stories. Eritrean Community Festival conducted in the U.S. enthusiastically. Eritrean Community Festival in Canada conducted with patriotic zeal. Russia puts Iranian satellite into orbit today from Kazakhstan. And United States returns to Cambodia 30 antiquities looted from historic sites. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.